the opening hour of the Today Special, we'll have another product. But what I've done recently is we make something another Today Special. So what we've done here, last week we did our Secure Complete Meal Replacement. Many people had requested that they just wanted my pure protein powder. They didn't want a meal replacement with its vitamins and minerals and flavor and things like that. Many people want that. But they just wanted a pure protein powder because they make their smoothies every day. Right. Or they make their oatmeal or oat bran every day, or whatever it might be, their breakfast cereal every day. They just wanted a protein powder that they could add to other things. They could add to their veggie drink. And because our protein powder has no flavor, no sweeteners, it is 100% pure protein. You won't find a protein anywhere in the world. Actually, it's a great chart here that we did that compared it to other sources of protein. Okay. Let's see here. So if we look at Ultimate Whey Protein, what we did here is we looked at leucine, which is the most important of the branched chain amino acids. The branched chain amino acids are leucine, isoleucine, and valine. I view them as the most important amino acids. The other these are all essential amino acids. So if you total up the essential amino acids in 10 grams of Ultimate Whey Protein in one scoop, you get 4,700 milligrams. Almost half of it is essential amino acids. Oh, wow. Casein, which is milk protein, is 4,450. Okay. Egg albumin, 4,467. Okay. Pea protein, 3,898. Brown rice protein, 3,665. Hemp protein, all the vegetable sources will be inferior. So casein, egg albumin are next to whey protein isolate, the very, very best. But one thing, if you notice here, it's the highest in leucine, so it gives you the highest levels of leucine. It's giving you, say, something like tryptophan, it gives you the highest levels of tryptophan. Nice. So it really is objectively, when you just look at the numbers, it is the best, numerically richest, highest quality, most efficient protein you can get. And then when you look at other numbers, it gets even better. If we look here, 10 grams of our whey protein on this little chart here, if we get this out of the way. Okay. Hopefully that's readable. It glares a little bit here. But there's no fat, there's no trans fat, there's no saturated fat, there's no cholesterol, there's no carbohydrate, there's no sugars. There's reviews of folks who are lactose intolerant who can use this product. You could try it first, but if there's any lactose in it, it's simply insignificant traces. It's low sodium, no added soy, no added flavors, no added sweeteners, and no artificial ingredients. It is just as pure protein as you're ever going to find. As I say, it's really purely the perfect protein. And in terms of the amino acid concentration, you won't find anything better. Typical whey protein concentrates and isolates, they use a soy extract as a flow agent. It might only be 1 or 2%, but a lot of people specifically might be avoiding soy. I happen to like soy protein isolate, but it's some people, when they get their whey protein, they don't want it. So ours is as pure as any protein. Also, what makes ours unique is, and I'll do some here, is, and this is how I will typically have it at home. If I don't put it in a smoothie, this is how I typically have it. And a lot of people use our Ultimate Whey Protein Isolate to mix it with our meal replacement to add protein.
Did I hear you do this with the marine collagens?
Yeah, I do this with marine collagen at home.
I'm going to start doing that.
But typically, and what I'll do, just because I can, instead of 1 scoop, let's do 2 scoops. Okay. And if anybody has played with whey protein or milk protein or dairy proteins at home, they know they're not soluble. No, they're not. You need to use a blender.
Oh, look at how fine that is.
And the one thing that we do is we granulate this. So if you don't want to use a blender, you don't have to. And what's great about this, the only taste it has a mild dairy taste. So if you mix it in your smoothie, what it'll taste like is like you maybe put some yogurt in your smoothie. Right. And it gives it an even better texture.
And no grit. I mean, none of that kind of, gritty kind of taste that most, protein drinks are going to have.
I just drank it quickly so everyone could see. But there was 2 scoops of protein in there. I don't think there's another whey protein anywhere that you could just mix with water like that, stir it up, and drink it. And that's, again, because of the way we've granulated the powder. And this took a great deal of practice. but not stirring it. A great deal of practice in terms of research and development to create a whey protein isolate like this. And also it took it a tremendous amount of research to create a whey protein isolate that's fat-free, sugar-free, carb-free, cholesterol-free, and whey protein concentrate will not be. There are folks out there who say that whey protein concentrate is superior. Absolutely, in my mind, couldn't be further from the truth. When you're using a whey protein concentrate, you're going to be consuming fat, you're going to be consuming cholesterol, you're going to be consuming sugars and lactose, things that most people would try to avoid, and that's usually why in the first place they're using a protein powder and not having milk. If they really were okay with having the fat and cholesterol and sugar and carbs, why not just consume the dairy product itself? So this is the highest efficiency, the highest quality protein you could possibly get, most soluble, most flexible in how to use it as well.
And great pricing for today and today only. It's a first for Andrew. I know this took some time for him to formulate, and this is the only day that he has ever done it as a today's special. So it's exciting, whether you add it to your Secure Soy, post-workout regimen, add it with a little, fruit or what you choose to do with your marine collagens, which is what I plan on doing. You can choose the 25, the 50, or the 100, and bigger savings. I mean, as we get into those larger sizes, and I have to show you the size of this. Free shipping, I should point out. Holy moly.
No, it
right?
weighs several pounds. I think if I look at it, I think it weighs somewhere in the neighborhood of 2.5 pounds.
Right.
So free shipping on that, it's 2.5 pounds.
Fantastic.
And it's if you are looking for a protein that's sort of a universal protein, because even at home, if we're doing a kale smoothie, we mix this in because it doesn't have like a vanilla flavor added or a chocolate or a coffee or any fruit flavor. It goes with everything. If you're doing a smoothie, a berry smoothie, if you're doing a pineapple smoothie or an orange smoothie, it blends perfectly. I put it in my oatmeal, I put it in my oat bran. Without a second thought, I'll even add it to soup. So it's something, because it's just this mild, natural, dairy kind of flavor. That's the only hint of flavor you get. It's not bitter, it's highly soluble. So it's something that's very universal and makes it easy, especially as we get older. It's the best protein if you're an athlete. If you're older, sometimes it's hard to maintain that lean body mass. And a lot of us now realize that the secret to weight loss, in terms of even if we're creating our own meal replacement, this is the perfect protein to do so, because the meal replacements that work best are high protein meal replacements, and there's no higher quality you'll find than this.
Boy, no kidding. When you were showing that chart, I mean, low